In this video, I'm going to talk to you about Japanese knotweed, the plant that everybody fears. Hi folks, in this video I'm just out and about, so I thought I'd go for a walk today and just check out one of the local areas where I invest. I've done this a few years ago, but I thought I'd do it in a bit more detail today. I want to talk about Japanese knotweed. Japanese knotweed is an absolute bane of a lot of property investors' lives. A lot of people who move to areas don't realise that Japanese knotweed is a problem. Japanese knotweed can create problems with mortgage and properties. It's got a little bit easier recently, but it can cause issues. This is what Japanese knotweed will look like. You can see it here. So this is Japanese knotweed. I shouldn't really be pulling that. So that's a Japanese knotweed leaf. It's got quite a pointy tip. It's got this sort of funny shape to it, and it grows what looks like bamboo type shoots. Now, if you are near a railway track, an embankment, or a watercourse such as this, a canal, you will find a lot of Japanese knotweed has been planted, particularly with canals and railway tracks. You'll find that what they used to use it to reinforce the banks. So it's like an engineering plant that was planted many years ago to sort of reinforce areas, and what happens is it gets transported very easily. So it will transport along this canal. It'll be all the way down the valley where we're invested now, where we are now, where I'm investing, and you've just got to keep an eye out for it. It becomes a real problem when it's on the land or within the boundaries of the property where you're investing. I've just shown you a crop that's grown. You'll also find Japanese knotweed that looks like it's dying back, but it's not. Again, if we just look over here, you can see this is also Japanese knotweed. See the blackening of the leaves and the stems and the roots. If you see, it looks like bamboo, that sort of darker colour. That's the bamboo effect that the sort of stem of Japanese knotweed has. That's what you want to be looking for. Some people will chop it down, or it might get sprayed, but if it's still there, it's still there. The only real way of getting rid of Japanese knotweed is a very long treatment plan, or to actually dig it out of the ground and burn it. What happens is, with all of this Japanese knotweed that's running all the way along the length of this canal, is there will be root systems that go under the ground. So as we look into this car park and these properties in this car park, they will all be at risk from and possibly affected by Japanese knotweed. But it's not the end of the world. Actually, I kind of like buying properties with Japanese knotweed, or that have had Japanese knotweed problems, because first of all, most people assume that they're unmortgageable, and that's not true. If you've got a Japanese knotweed safety plan and you go to a specialist mortgage broker who understands the market and understands lenders that are more responsive to properties with Japanese knotweed, you can get mortgages on them. And then once you've got that safety plan in place, so you buy the property, you put the treatment plan in place, you deal with the Japanese knotweed, you can get a significant uplift in the value of the houses. On average in my portfolio, my properties, when I've treated the Japanese knotweed, have increased by over £30,000 in value. Now if you're talking about a property that's only £100,000 to buy, that's all your money back out for momentum investing. So you can do a buy and a refurbishment and a refinance and go through all of the pain that's involved in that. Or as an alternate strategy, you can buy a property that has a Japanese knotweed problem, treat the Japanese knotweed problem, and then have the increase in the value. They kind of work hand in hand. So you can actually seek out these types of areas, these types of properties. If you're going direct to vendor, you might want to target people who have struggled to sell their properties because of the Japanese knotweed infestation. Purchase them, put it right, and then mortgage them. So I just thought I'd share that today. And believe me, railway tracks and embankments, canals and water courses, particularly where there's been a history of mining, you will generally find Japanese knotweed, and you will only find it flowering sort of in the spring, summer and late autumn. So a lot of people will sell their properties in the winter hoping to hide it. Again, look for the stems, look for the it kind of looks like bamboo, look for evidence of it being cut back, but don't be afraid of it. And that's pretty much it from me on this video. I'll see you in another video very soon. Please do like and subscribe to our videos to get more content like this. I'm sure you'll enjoy it as much as I enjoy recording them.